Yo, what's up, my homies? No, I'm not gonna do that. Hi, welcome, good morning. I'm waiting for my dog to leave. And there she goes. How did you sleep? Did you sleep at all? Because I didn't. I was sleeping last time. Let's lower this music. It's really random. But hey, I hope you heard small flag about in cheer. But I hope you had a great day. Last time, unlike me, I was suffering in heat. So I'm sorry that I had to move this date to today. But I was asleep for a long while on that day. Most of them just slept today. Ah. Oh, you just woke up. Yeah, good for you. Good for you that you could sleep that far. I was doing something else. It was actually. Let me see. Can I show you this? Yeah, I can zoom in. You can see anything yet, just let me see this one, right? Yeah, you can see anything. Palala. There you go. This is what I did tonight. You see that duration right there, right? I don't know. I can't really zoom out more than that. So basically, before doing this, I was what are we gonna read or react next? Well, I'm gonna tell you that I already recorded 2 episodes of Ruby and 1 episode of My Little Pony, and I'm in the midst of editing them. So those are gonna come soon, and I still have a huge backlog of uploading and reacting. So episode, I think 12 was it? Yeah, I think it was episode 12 of My Little Pony. Season 8, obviously. Is the next one, which you will see, and that's the only thing I saw as well. But today we are gonna end Fluttershy's Bad Hair Day. After reading, I don't know. We were being suggested by Dice. Dice has a something to read as well. I don't know which one we are gonna see, which one we are gonna read of him, but we can decide that after it. So, are we ready to start? I am. What about you? We have 8,000 words to go through. And a big ass never-ending forest. So, I say, We just start off. Lessons. This one maybe? Sure. Can be a bit louder. Ending. Fluttershy's bad hair day. Yep. For some time, the animals walked quietly along the main path, winding between the bent and twisted trees. The level of light diminished startlingly fast. Despite the late afternoon sun above, the forest was shrouded in semi-darkness. Oh my! Oh, it's Opal. Oh my! Said Opal, scrunching her nose in distaste. This place is every bit as cheery as the rumors imply, isn't it? Were you expecting differently? Angel. Oh, it's Angel. Were you expecting differently? Angel asked. Brigade is just dark and musty right now. Later on, you will probably have a whole lot more to worry about. Oh yes, I'm so looking forward to meeting all the bloodthirsty beasts, Opal said sarcastically. The thought of seven of us getting the flesh stripped from our bones because of an attempt to help one unfortunate pony just filled me just so much excitement and anticipation. No one's forcing you to do this, you know? Nona said crossly. If you are just gonna be gloomy and cynical all day, then we would anticipate if you just turn yourself around and walk out of here. Oh, like you want to be here any more than I do, Opal replied. Why must you play the hero all the times, Winona? You would get on my worms a little less if you would stop acting so superior to the rest of us. I'm sure you have your faults too. Oh, well, excuse me for trying to be a good neighbor to my fellow critters, Winona replied, rolling her eyes. A good neighbor? Oh, Zinja. Good neighbor? Angel cut in, turning around. You certainly haven't treated us as neighborly as you treat Fluttershy. Now, don't start on me, Winona barked back. You rascals haven't given me any reason to. Do you expect me to sit passively while your mob comes in and steals our crops? Hey, we are getting off topic here, aren't we? Gummy said. I'm not usually the one to be the voice of reason, but shouldn't we return to the task at hand? What do you know about staying on the task anyway? Angel laughed. All you ever do is stand around staring into space and spouting nonsense. Hey, at least I don't mind actively helping, Gummy said, defending himself. You know, instead of hiding out at the library all day like somebody else. Ooh. What are you implying? I was just hooted angrily. We wouldn't even have gotten this far if it wasn't for my research. The five angry animals continued to argue as Fluttershy looked on. Guys, please don't fight, she squeaked nervously. Her words went unheard as the intensity of the debate and insults increased. Maybe this was a bad idea after all, she mumbled to herself. A small chuckle came from behind her. Don't worry, Fluttershy, said the confident voice of Doug behind her. Allow me to handle this. Tank took the air and landed with a thump in the center of the arguing crowd, causing the others to stop speaking and look on in surprise. I'm disappointed in all of you, Tank said slowly. No one is to blame for anything here. All of us could have done more, it's true. But now, all of us are here because we were selfless enough to risk our safety for one animal we care about. We all lead very different lives, but if we can get along just this once, not only we are going to fail to aid the DMR we care about, but we will probably put ourselves in more danger as well. And the pets find the elements of disharmony. Hope not. We hope that's not the case. Let us look shamefully at the ground. I suppose some of our comments were less than called for, Opal admitted. Yeah, Minuna agreed. Let's just try to treat each other like team members from this point on. You okay with that? That does not it. Thanks Fort back to Fluttershy. Back over to Fluttershy, winking discreetly as he passed her. She smiled and continued to follow the group. I have no idea who is talking. How are we going to cross this? Huge pool of bubbling mud spread across the path. The mud was so thick and sticky that the movement within it was almost impossible. Yet, the only way further into the depths of the tree was the small winding path on the other side. The solution is simple, I believe, said Owlicious. Look up there. The group looked up at the place Owlicious indicated. An old, gnarled, rotting branch dangled from a tree, hanging directly in over the mud puddle. All we have to do is to break this branch, Owlicious said, fluttering up and landing on the limb. It should make a nice bridge for us if we can just get it to fall. Owlicious jumped on the branch, but it was so sturdy to collapse. It was too sturdy to collapse beneath him. Steven they can actually encounter him, but I don't think Steven Magnet was introduced at that point. Was he? No, I don't think so. I think we need some more weight up here, he admitted. Welling filled the air as Tank's copter began to spin. The old tortoise lifted into the air and touched down on the branch next to Owlicious, and the limb bent considerably under the combined weight. It's almost there, Owlicious said. We need one more. Well, shoot, partner, Winona said. I would love to help, but there is no way I can jump up there. Neither can I, Angel said. Rabbits can jump well, but not that well. Don't look at me, Kami added. I don't mind the mud, but I can't possibly get into the tree. Well, cats can jump pretty high. They can also climb the tree, Fluttershy. There was a moment of silence. All eyes turned to Opal. Oh no, Opal said defensively. Sure, I could get up there, but when the branch collapses, I will tumble into the mud. You can't accept me to be coated in that crime. There must be another way. I don't think so, Opal, said Owlicious. We are running out of time. We need to get across here soon, and I believe you are the only one who can help with that. Yeah, said Angel mockingly. You are the only one of us who's fat enough anyway. I give you that, Angel. Opal got daggers at the Angel. The rabbit just nickered. Please, Opal? Fluttershy pleaded. Opal stuck out her tongue. Fine, she agreed. But I demand deluxe grooming treatment when we get out of here. Oh, of course, Fluttershy said. It would be the least I could do. Opal scowled as she crouched low to the ground and then sprang into the air. The second she landed on the branch, a loud crack echoed through the air, and a moment later both the branch and the cat fell into the mud with a tremendous splat. Owlicious and Tank hovered above. Of course they did. Opal gasped for air as she surfaced and dragged herself up onto the log. Not a single spot of her pure white coat could be seen beneath the veneer of thick grey-brown muck. Quickly, the rest of the group darted across the log, with Fluttershy at the rear. Thanks, Opal, she said sweetly, as she rushed past. They don't even care for her to get her out. Opal just sees an attempt to shake a bit of grime from her coat before plodding along after Fluttershy. Angel, could you stop laughing already? Opal complained. Sorry. Angel chuckled. It's just that I'm so used to calling you slime ball and now you actually are one. Opal scowled as she examined her blackened coat. Fine, laugh if you will, but I have performed the heroic act, which is more than you can say. Angel continued just to do that. Do just that. Miffed, Opal pushed the rabbit with her paw. Angel stumbled sideways into the plants, lining the path. Hey, careful, Opal, he said. You don't know what could be hiding in. Angel didn't get to finish the sentence, as he was snapped up just that moment by a large carnivorous plant that had been growing in the shadows. The other pets gasped. Angel, are you okay? Fluttershy called. The response was muffled, but sounded as if it was something along the lines of, "Get me out of here!" So, what do we do? She asked to the others. I'm not sure. I'm not sure either because I obviously have a phone call. Which I don't want to answer right now. I'm not sure, said Owlicious. This plant is a grand forest snapper, the largest carnivorous plant in the Everfree. Anything weaker than a pony doesn't stand a chance for prying open its jaws. But we have to get Angel out somehow, Fluttershy argued. It's not like he will be digested right away, but we can't just leave him here. She glanced down the path, looking for anything that might help, and spotted the familiar tree, few dozen yards away. Wait, she waited, hardly able to believe her luck. That's Segora's house. Maybe she can save Angel. The remaining 6 animals dashed to the large tree that was home of the friendly zebra. They peered into the window and were able to make out the silhouette of Sakura hunched over her quadrant. How do we call her? Fluttershy asked. Like the police, she won't be able to hear us. Well, she can't hear us talk, Winona said, but she should be able to hear this. Winona took a deep breath and began to bark as loudly as she could. Sakura immediately looked up and turned to the window. She spied the odd collection of animals, and a moment later she opened the front door and stepped outside. Well, this is stage sight to see. Now what, my friends? Do you need from me? Oh, okay. I was like, where is the rhyme? Where is the rhyming? Well, this is a stage sight to see. Now what, my friends? Do you need from me? Now what, my friends, do you need from me? Okay. Sakura asked in her usual rhyme. The pack of animals quickly ran down the path, a short distance, with Sakura following behind. She bent over to examine the threshing pan that had Angel and chuckled lightly. Here, let me rescue you, little friend, before this plant incites the ant. Sakura gripped the plant with her front hooves, shaking it at last until it spit up a gasping, slimy Angel. Opal, looking at Angel, oh, now you are slime ball too. Sakura smiled triumphantly. Now back to Ponyville you must go. This forest is not safe, you know. With that, she turned and retired again to her hut. Angel sputtered and shook the goop from his fur, eliciting a laugh from Opal. Well, Angel darling, it looks like I'm not the only slime ball here anymore. I knew it. Angel ignored her. I guess I owe you one, Winona, he said grudgingly. Maybe you aren't such a worthless mutt after all. I take that as a compliment, Winona said. Unfortunately, the path through the forest ends here. If you're going to keep looking, we gotta go through the underbrush. As long as we keep an eye open for any more of those plants, said Angel grumpily. Progress became slow after the pest disappeared. Owlicious and Tang stayed slightly ahead, scanning for danger from the air, while their landbound companions fought through the brush. Finally, dirty and tired, the party arrived at a wide clearing with large clear pond. Ooh, this looks like a good spot for a rest, I was just announced. That is, if you will allow it, Fluttershy. It's your time that is running low here. Fluttershy collapsed. I think a rest is a good idea, she panted. Opal and Angel ran quickly to rinse themselves in the water, and the others took a moment to catch their breath as well. Fluttershy sat at the water's edge, looking at the rapidly darkening sky and listening to the intimidating sounds of the surrounding forest, growing louder. After a moment, Fluttershy realized that Gummy was sitting next to her. He stared blankly into the cool water. Gummy, said Fluttershy listlessly, do you think we are going to find the twinkle cup mushroom in time? I don't know, Gummy said. I don't have a clue where in the forest they grow. He brightened suddenly. You know who I bet would know where to find one? Jim. Fluttershy sighed. Yes, Gummy. But Jim exploded. He's gone now. Gummy laughed. Ha! Nonsense! He chortled. I told you on Saturday Jim achieved a higher level of consciousness. Now he is everywhere. Literally. Gummy, I don't think you understand. Or maybe you were just having trouble trusting your friends instead of your own eyes, said Gummy. What looked like an explosion was actually a simple transcendence of the standard state of a mortal being. I'm telling you, Jim is... Hey, who is talking about me? Gummy and Fluttershy turned to the new voice. Oh, hi Jim, I figured you would be around here, said Gummy. What? Question mark? Fluttershy peered into the pool from which the voice has come. Was startled to see a translucent reflection of Jim. The suite appeared completely intact, but strangely ethereal as well. Gummy, Fluttershy, how good to see you both! Jim greeted. How goes that quest for Fluttershy's cure? Not bad, but thanks to finding a flower for us, Gummy said. And get this, still Fluttershy thought you were dead after what happened at the lake. Jim is a false ghost. Also, read about message. Yeah, I read that Opal gained a level. That's the last one you sent, right? And that's not how it goes. She just gained some experience, which will be rewarded to her at the end of the adventure. Jim glanced at Fluttershy, who looked rather thrown for a loop. He just chuckled. So Jim, Gummy continued, now that you are so much closer to omniscience than we are, do you think you could tell us how to find a twinkle cup mushroom in the forest? Huh, a twinkle cup mushroom? Of course, Jim announced. I'm directly aware of everything in question now that I have translated in that pesky mortal plane. However, one thing I've learned since achieving higher consciousness is that the balance of the universe is slightly tipped in one way or another if I do anything directly. So in order to maintain balance for a little while longer, I won't tell you where the mushroom is. I'll give you a riddle concealing its location instead. How does that sound? Fluttershy was still too shocked at the reappearance of Jim to respond to the proposition, so Gummy replied with a head nod. Sounds good, Jim. You know how I love thinking games. Very well, said Jim. Here's your clue. The twinkle cup cannot be yours until you find the stars indoors. Decipher that quick rhyme, and you will have your mushroom. That didn't rhyme at the end. Huh. The twinkle cup cannot be yours until you find the stars indoors. I'm curious what it is. It still sounds like a cop out. Gummy nodded. Gotcha, we will do that. Jim nodded. Then I must go. I I have much more to discover about the universe. And Gummy, we must chat again soon when you aren't so busy. I have much to tell you. I don't doubt it. Gummy laughed. See you soon. The reflection of Jim vanished from the water's surface. Gummy smiled in satisfaction. Well, that should help. Loads, right, Fluttershy? Gem key, perhaps? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, but I don't think that would be stars. Maybe. Quill, Elements of Harmony. The Tree of Harmony. There are stars on it. And it is in the Everfree Forest. No response. Right, Fluttershy? Yeah. Fluttershy sputtered, finally getting a hold of herself. Yeah, we should get started. Right, let's go! Gummy announced, leading Fluttershy back to the others. Okay, I guess let's swap a little bit. This one? Alright, repeat that one more time, kid. Angel said. He said that the Wiggle Cup cannot be yours until you find the stars indoors. Why did the chapter came out? Because the Tree of Harmony did not appear in the season 4 premiere. Oh, the tree did not appear before that? I don't know. We will see. I have no idea what it can mean. It might be a different place. What in the hay is that supposed to mean? Angel yelled in frustration. Oh, hush, said Aloysius. We will think about it as we walk. For now, we got to keep going. What's the point? Angel grumbled. It's gotten too late. I can't see my power in front of my face anymore. It gets too dark in the celestial Forsaken Forest. Really? I can see just fine. I was just upset. Oh, it's I thought it was Opal. Really? I can see just fine. Angel groaned. Yeah, no, feathers. It comes with territory. Wait. Oh, it's Tank. Wait, maybe this can work. Tank said. Oh, Lucius. Why don't you lead us from here on out? At least until we get some thinner trees and some light gets in. We are going to need you to guide us. Ed, you might wanna hurry. Winona added, grimacing to the chirps, croaks, whistles, growls that seem to be closing in around them. I don't think we are going to escape this forest hostility too much any longer. Okay, I don't like that one. There we go, this is better. Slower paced one. Right, follow me, Aloysius said. And keep looking. We are in the very heart of the forest now. So hopefully, we can spot a twinkle of sparkling in the darkness somewhere around here. I don't think we're gonna find it just by wandering around, Gummy commented. The stars still look like they are in the sky to me. Angel shook his head as his alligator friend. I swear, if Shy hadn't confirmed it, I would say you were just spouting nonsense like usual. Believing that semi-honest Squid taught you how to find the mushroom isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. Just follow my nose, it's always nose. Well, I just realized something. They should have gotten one of the pigs instead from AJ's farm, don't you think? They are good for finding mushrooms. Ah, Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal. It's part of this complete breakfast. Yeah, sure, it is. A team began to follow Aloysius along the winding course through the trees. It was easy to lose sight of him in the extreme darkness, so the old owl repeatedly hooted to have the others get their bearings via sound. But even that became increasingly difficult as the threatening sounds of the forest increased to an echoing cacophony all around them. "We are as good as dead," Opal grumbled. "Just listen to that. There are almost certainly hundreds of evil little creatures watching us from mere feet away through the tree. We are probably just wandering in circles in this wild place, and any moment now, something is going to take charge and kill us all in a heartbeat." That can actually happen. The group found a giant hollow log rotting between the trees and entered into the psychological chamber to escape the unnerving noises around them. Fluttershy sat down upon the carpet of moss within it. I was like, what carpet? The carpet of moss. "It's getting extremely late," Aloysius noted sadly. "Our bus has taken us through the large portion of Everfree Forest, yet our search has been unsuccessful. Now it is nearly 11:30, meaning there is just over half hour left before we can officially consider ourselves too late." Fluttershy groaned. "I know," she replied. "At this point, I just want to get out of this forest alive. Let's take a quick rest here, where it's relatively safe, and then we will head straight for Ponyville." "Oh, I'm afraid that's our best option now," Aloysius FM suddenly. "Ah, shoot," said Angel. "All that work for nothing, huh? That's a real pity." He sat down next to Fluttershy. "Looks like he's turned out to be just a fiasco after all," he said, lying on his back on the moss. Fluttershy lay down as well, a small tear escaping her eye as she thought about the ponies. She had never been able to speak again. For that matter, she would probably never see them again, since their chances of escaping the forest were dwindling with each moment. She stared up at the stars, peaceful as usual against the black sky, despite the glamour of surrounding forest. The stars. Inside a hollow log. "Wait, the stars?" Fluttershy asked. "Why can't we see the stars here? We are inside a big log." Gummy jumped up suddenly. "You're right, Fluttershy, this means we can see the stars indoors," he claimed. "I think he is right," said Tang. "So assuming we have solved the riddle, then where is the mushroom?" "That should be obvious," said Gummy. "We can't really see the stars through the ceiling. The lights we see above us aren't stars at all. They are the sparkling tops of thinking mushrooms." Aloysius flew up to the ceiling, examining the gleam as closely. "He's right!" the owl exclaimed, blowing a small mushroom from the underside of the log ceiling. "These little lights are in fact mushrooms we have been searching for, so you have now 30 minutes to go. Get out of the forest, get back to Fluttershy's cottage, mix up the potion and make her drink it. Good luck!" We found it! Fluttershy breathed, almost unable to believe it was true. "But can we get back to Ponyville in time?" "Wait here," said Aloysius. "I will fly above the trees and check where we are." The owl disappeared for about a minute. When he returned, he appeared very excited. "I have good news. Our route to the forest has been random, and we are actually not very far from Ponyville at all. If we just proceed southwest in a straight line, We should be able to get out and return to the cottage with a little time to spare. What are we waiting for? Angel asked in the group. Come on, you lazy slobs, let's get going. Angel and Fluttershy ran out of the log, followed by the rest of the group. But after only a few steps, Angel stopped. What's wrong? Fluttershy asked. I don't know, Angel said. But listen, all the noises have stopped. Fluttershy listened. The terrifying sounds of the forest has been replaced with utter silence. In its own way, it was even more unsettling. Something ain't right, Angel said quietly. I think we better get moving. Oh, leaving so soon, chums? That's a pity, said a loud, raspy voice behind them. In a powerful leap, a huge creature jumped from the brush and into the path of Spats and Fluttershy. Its yellow eyes gleamed menacingly, but the rest of its body was made of food. Oh god. Fluttershy knew from the tales of this forest that they now stood face to face with one of its deadliest creatures, a Timberwolf. Maybe this just showed up to collect the manticore. Hello! The huge beast said, grinning maliciously with mouth full of jagged food and teeth. Now what's a group of little critters like you doing all the way out here in this time of night? Seems a mite foolish if I do say so myself. The wolf took a step forward. Suddenly now it was only a few inches from the two rabbits at the front of the group. Fluttershy recoiled in terror. The wolf started. Oh, she's afraid of me, he chuckled. I wonder what brought that group of little critters like you in here if you are afraid of the place. Surely you've realized you could wind up as dinner. Yes, quite, said Opal. Thank you for the warning, and I will just be going. Timberwolf shook his head as he began slowly to circle the small group of animals. I think while we are circling the large group of small group of animals, I think this song wouldn't do. They are in danger. That's not the one. I probably don't even have it open. Nope, I don't have it open. Good for me. Good for you. That's the boss music. So, Kitty, but I haven't made me midnight stack, and I think any one of you could do nicely. The gator could be a bit chewy, and I'm gonna have a crap up on the tortoise, but even they will do in a pinch. The wolf gave a raspy laugh again, as he watched the looks of terror if his victim's face increased. Now the question is, which one of these unfortunate wanderers do I eat first? Nobody responded, and their fear just delighted the predator even further. And I can't really play Zelda boss music because that is copyrighted. That is heavily copyrighted by Nintendo. What do we do now? Fluttershy whispered to Angel, as the beast continued to slowly circle them. Can we escape somehow? I doubt it. Angel whispered back. This guy is an first predator. As soon as we make a move, we are as good as gobbled up. Fluttershy was just whimpered. Hey kid, Angel whispered again as the wolf continued to prowl around them. I'm kinda ashamed that we had to be a mortal prey before I brought myself to tell you this, but I only owe you an apology for a lot of things, so I figured I would better let you know that now. Fluttershy frowned. Angel, I'm not sure this is the time to... And hopefully, what I'm about to do will make up for at least some of what I've done. Angel finished, cutting her off. Fluttershy's eyes widened. Wait, you're not going to... Angel jumped onto the rock, catching the attention of the others, including the Timberwolf. Hey, you glorified pile of twigs! He taunted. You want dinner? It's right here, you just gotta catch me first. Well, I can never resist the challenge. The Timberwolf rode back, jumping over the others and pursuing Angel. Angel let out a little yelp and darted into the bush as fast as she could, with the monster right on his heels. For a brief instant, Fluttershy was too stunned to move. Then suddenly, she was being flung into Venona's back. No time to gawk, hon! Venona cried. Lucky for us, the Timberwolf is stupid. Angel's given us the only chance to escape, and we gotta take it. Next thing Fluttershy knew that she was clinging to Venona's back for dear life, as the two of them charged through the forest, with the other land-bound pets right behind, and Takeshy and Tang flying directly overhead. As the pets battered the fleeing animals, Fluttershy closed her eyes and listened to the sounds of the chase going on nearby. Yeah, keep running, you pile of firewood! Came Angel's voice. I dare you to. Angel was cut off for a moment by a loud growl and snapping sound, then his voice became audible again. Hey, let me go! I ain't afraid of you, buddy! Go ahead and try to. Next time Angel appears, he is a false ghost and also the devil. He is already evil. Angel didn't get to finish his sentence. Instead, despite the scream of mortal peril echoed through the woods. Angel! Fluttershy cried. Nothing we can do, partner. Just keep hanging on. Venona urged. Fluttershy clutched Venona's fur tightly and shivered as the sounds of the nearby conflict faded away. The pet's place didn't slacken. However, it was quite possible for the Timberwolf to come after them as well. For 10 minutes, they saw and heard nothing but the cracking brush around them. And suddenly, the tree line ended abruptly, and open fields and clear skies replaced the dark forest. Venona collapsed, panting, and Fluttershy stood up for her back. The other animals settled around her. We made it, and she shouted. And I can see the clock tower in the Polyville. We still have about 15 minutes to complete the cure. But, what about Angel? Fluttershy asked. But I shook their head. You heard what happened, hon? Venona said. I'm afraid Angel won't be coming back. Even a rabbit can't outrun a Timberwolf. Yes, they can. They can fit on the many things. Venona carefully lifted Fluttershy and placed her on her back once again, and the party proceeded back to Fluttershy's cottage on the neighboring hill. Venona nosed opened the door, revealing the dark and now somewhat dusty interior of the uninhabited home. No pony claimed. Now, you and I just got to work on that cure, Venona commanded. No sense in not using that mushroom now after what it took to get it. She turned around. Come on, y'all, let's give Fluttershy a little time. Tang turned to face Fluttershy on his way out the door. I'm truly sorry, my dear, he said to Fluttershy. I don't think anyone expected Angel to do what he did. I believe he has done what he intended to do. However, give everything he had in an attempt to reconcile his earlier actions. Tang shook his head. It is still a sad conclusion, the way you look at it, though. Tang followed Venona out of the cottage. Opal began to saunter out as well, but after a moment she stopped and glanced at Fluttershy in discomfort. I do feel better, darling. Was all she managed before she stumbled awkwardly out of the door. Gummy was the last to leave. He stood in the doorway and gave Fluttershy a sad nod. Sorry about it, Angel, he mumbled. Fluttershy managed to a sad smile. Hey, she mumbled. Maybe he just achieved a higher consciousness like Jim. The grim irony was wasted on Gummy. No, the delegator sighed. I think he's dead. Good job, Gummy. He didn't explode. Oh yeah, this one might work. Between Earth and Sky. We might have... I'm pretty sure that Angel is not there, though. Fluttershy frowned as Gummy went out of the way. I just sighed. Oh, right then, he said restlessly. Maybe we should have delivered the cure. Let's see now. The Hare flew up to the counter, where sure enough the tiny cup containing a small amount of bright liquid sat. He carried it down to the floor and proceeded to add the tiny luminescent mushroom to it. The solution changed color rapidly and issued a small cloud of pinkish smoke. When the reaction finished, a dimly glowing whitish mixture filled the cup. Oh god. It's a whitish mixture. It's dimly glowing. And there we have it, said Aloysius with relief. Provided you drink this in the next few minutes, your pony form will be restored. Just in time, huh? Fluttershy nodded. I guess. There was silence for a few moments. Well, go on then. I just rushed. Fluttershy lifted the tiny cup, staring at her reflection in the shimmering liquid within. After a few seconds, she set it down. Aloysius, I can't do it. Aloysius ruffled her feathers. His feathers. Fluttershy, he said comfortingly. I understand that you are upset about what happened to Angel Bunny, but you must understand that he did what he did, so that you could have the cure that's in front of you right now. To waste it would be to soil his memory. If the other animals drank it instead, would they become a pony? No, it's basically an antivirus, antidote for the heart's desire. Angel is actually mental, not his real name. Later, a new white rabbit will take his place, as many have before, never letting Fluttershy know. Maybe. I know that, Fluttershy said, but I feel like I don't deserve the cure anymore. I just hooted. Whatever do you mean? Think about what Angel has done, said Fluttershy. When I was a mare, and for the first few days when I was a rabbit, I thought Angel was great. Then when I learned that he was actually in charge of the rabbit mafia, I couldn't believe it. I was completely furious with him. Now today, he asked me for my trust once again, claiming that he had changed. And the only reason I went along with that was because I still needed to find a cure, but still wasn't completely sure that it wasn't some twisted plot to get me out of his business. I never really trusted him today, and I never really offered him the forgiveness he asked for. Fluttershy paused to sob quietly for a moment. But he was being sincere, she wailed. I guess Angel really did care about me more than his mob after all. He cared about all of us, way down inside, and I guess I helped him realize that. But then he gave his life for us, and in his last moments he only knew me as suspicious and disappointed in him, even though he had done everything he could to repent. I'm the cruel one for not giving him another chance. Fluttershy stared at the cup, sitting on the floor. And so, I don't think I deserve another chance either. The scrabbling of the paws on the soil caught Fluttershy's attention. She glanced towards the rabbit hole in the corner of her living room, from which two familiar identical brown rabbits emerged. Both of them looked haggard and out of breath. They helped Angel Bunny. The buttons? Fluttershy asked aloud. What are you two doing here at this time of night? The buttons didn't answer her, but one of them turned and called down the tunnel. You're right, the main man's here. She hasn't drunk the cure yet either. There was muffled reply from further down the tunnel. He has to wait a moment, the other button said, turning back to Fluttershy. He'll be here shortly to talk to you. Who? Fluttershy asked. expecting the sending couple or perhaps Professor Snuggles. Who do you think, kid? Came the irritated reply from within the tunnel. Buttons? Got to press the buttons, then see what happens. I guess you can press your buttons. Their nose. A white rabbit limped out of the hole. He was covered in dirt and slime, and a third of his left ear had been bitten clean off. But his identity was mysterious nonetheless. Good, you are still here, Angel grunted. I was worried you would be a pony again by the time I got back. She was unable to move. There was no way this could really be the rabbit that had supposed to be eaten in the Everfree just a short while earlier. Could it? Slowly, almost mechanically, she approached the battered rabbit, reaching out, as if to check if he was a ghost. Fluttershy said, "Who?" He's checking all his lingo. Yep. She is getting all the lingo. She was so easy to start calling every pony. Now I'm doing it as well. Every pony, every bunny. Kid, you're freaking me out. Angel said, patting her paw away. Yes, I'm alive. Get your way. Oof. Angel almost had the wind knocked out of him as he was pulled into the tight hole. Fluttershy faced him as he worried that he would vanish if she didn't hold tight enough. A few tears of relief trickled down her face and onto his shoulder. "Yo, Feathers!" he gasped from within Fluttershy's tight grasp. "You mind letting the others know I'm alright? Fluttershy and I need a minute to talk." "Of course," Ashes hooted. "But Fluttershy, don't forget to take the cure in the next 10 minutes. Ashes did a loop in midair before flying out the open window. "What happened to you?" Fluttershy asked when she finally let Angel go. "How did you escape? I thought we had you get eaten." Angel smiled. "Oh yeah, the Timberwolf," he said almost casually. "Well, like I figured, he ended up catching me after a while. I ran from him as long as I could to try to give the rest of you a chance to get out of that place, but Timberwolves, unlike rabbits, are kind of built for thick forest navigation. I was hanging from his jaws by ears, and I figured at that point I was dinner. And then something unexpected happened. And to be honest, kid, I still don't believe it. And here's the best part. It never would have happened if it weren't for you." But she cocked her head. "I was running for my life," she reminded him. How could I have saved you from the Timberwolf?" Now I'm also sing that song. Do I know that song? I don't think I know that song. Who are you? Who? I really got to know. I don't know. "Take back this afternoon," said Angel. "It seems like forever ago, but you came in and somebody tried to stop the big job, and the rest of the rabbits tried to kill you, so I had to intervene." Fluttershy nodded. "Oh yeah, I guess you probably have lost your status as a leader now." "That's certainly what I thought," Angel admitted. "I mean, what have the odds of a self-righteous newcomer and traitorous couple winning over the allegiance of an army of malicious criminal rabbits?" "Not very good," Fluttershy deadpanned. Angel smiled. "But they were good enough, I suppose." "Huh?" Fluttershy asked. "And there I was, dangling from the Timberwolf's jaws and throwing a few final idle threats at me before he snapped me up." Angel continued. "Then suddenly, the whole dang rabbit mafia comes pouring out of the bushes." He turned to the buttons, who were standing near the wall. "Ain't it right, boys?" The buttons nodded. "You see, kid?" Angel continued. "After we left, there was apparently some further discussion among the members of the mob, and they came to the conclusion that we had a point. At least the majority of them did. So the buttons took charge in bringing the mob to find me, since I had the best idea of how to change our operations for the better. After they found out I'd gone to level 3, they convinced the whole army to come in and rescue me." Again, Angel looked at the buttons. "I'm proud of you, boys. You know that? I knew there was a reason you two were next in my command." The buttons both smiled sheepishly. Thanks, boss. That was accidental, but now that's how you say boss. Boss. They said in unison. So anyway, Angel continued. I think it's safe to assume that the Timberwolf wasn't expecting the kind of assault we hit him with. I don't know if you have ever seen 200 rabbits attack a Timberwolf before, but if you ever do it in the future, I would advise you to put your money on the rabbits. He smiled. Unfortunately, the Timberwolf was a little surprised when all this happened, so surprised that... Oh, surprised, not supervised. That he instantly clamped his jaw shut. That's where his little injury came from. And your whistle as he gingerly touched his ear. The wound had mostly closed, but still looked rather painful, as well as gave Angel almost a comical asymmetrical appearance. I cried out at that point, which probably what you mistook for me being eaten. Angel explained. But with that part of my ear bitten off, there was nothing holding me in the wolf's jaws. I don't think the big dope even noticed. He was just little busy panicking as he was covered in hundreds of angry rabbits. He managed to shake just enough for us off to get to his feet, and then he ran away into the depths of the forest, yapping like a frightened puppy. Big sissy, that's what he is. Angel waggled his injured ear around a bit. After we determined that I was gonna be okay, the whole lot of us exited the forest together. And then the buttons that I came straight here. Fluttershy was stunned. Do you mean to tell me, she began, that we actually managed to change the overall opinion of Rabbit Mafia today? Angel nodded. Looks like you were able to get more than just me thinking about what we are doing with our lives, kid, he admitted. The rabbits have been talking about it, and I think they finally taking notice to the pain and suffering we cause to the other critters. They know it's time for a change, and so do I. But they don't know where to start. Angel put his paws behind his head awkwardly. In fact, even I'm not sure where to start. And that brings me to the reason I need to get back here and talk to you before you took the cure. Luckily, talking is a free action, right, girl? Angel's usual expression became more somber. Shy, I need to apologize. I tried to do that in the forest, but I didn't realize I could get a chance to see you again, so now I can do it right. He frowned. Kid, you were right, he continued. It was horrible for me to take advantage of your kindness to forward the aims of the mob. Somewhere inside, I knew you would complete the hard work, and if you ever found out that I was reversing you or your hard work, but I was too selfish. My judgment was too clouded by the glamour that came with the executive position for me to realize that clearly. Angel turned away. I know you ain't got a reason in the world to forgive me. I know I don't deserve it, but I've done everything I can to undo what's been done over the years. And all I can ask now is for your guidance in rebuilding the animal society around here, the right way. Angel? Oh, Angel! Fluttershy began. You were almost killed just to help me and the other pets escape the river forest. If willingness to put your own life at great risk isn't a sign of sincerity, then nothing is. Angel found himself pulled into her again. So of course I forgive you, Angel buddy, she finished. Angel smiled. The expression surprised Fluttershy. It wasn't a smirk or a sarcastic lopsided grin. It was just a smile. In all her years with Angel, Fluttershy could not remember seeing that look in her face before. Thanks, kid, Angel said. Now remember, I can still understand you even once you're upon again. So drink up, and tomorrow we will talk about restricting the animal society. Restructuring, okay. Restructuring. Fluttershy nodded. Of course, let me just... Fluttershy glanced at the floor and stopped in mid-sentence. Wait, where did the cup go? A malicious high-pitched laugh emanated from the shadows. Who is that? High-pitched laugh? Oh, you mean this cup? Another rabbit It snuggles. Another rabbit revealed himself as he stepped into the moonlight, which glinted off while the white fur surrounding his eyes. Professor Sluggles chuckled darkly as he showed out the tiny cup, clutched between his front paws. AJ immediately became furious. Professor! He shouted. Give that back right now! Oh no! I cannot do that, couple. The professor replied calmly. You see, sir, we are now also very close to the utter collapse of the Rabbit Mafia. You have gone off on this silly little stint of righteousness and managed to drag most of the rest of the mob along with you. And it's all because you're mesmerized by the emotionally charged, but ultimately meaningless words of that meddlesome little rabbit behind you. Fluttershy tried to say something, but Angel cut her off. Shush, kid, he said. I handle this. So, I've come to bring you back to your senses, boss, said Professor Sluggles. What you don't seem to realize is that rabbit behind you, should she regain her pony form, would become the last link in the chain of events leading to the destruction of our organization. I cannot allow that to happen. Mortal Kombat! The professor's expression did not look malicious now. Rather, looked imploring. The rabbit was searching for the side of his boss that he had known before. Please, couple, you must listen, Sluggles urged. If you go through with this, the Red Mafia will lose its strength and its ample resources. At the moment, many of the members may think it's a good thing since it will allow for the improvement of the lives of other animals, but eventually they will realize that the quality of life has decreased, and they will see the error you have made and rise up against you. He stamped his foot. But it's not too late. Nothing has changed yet. We can still pass this off as a failed experiment to maintain the luxury you have nearly caused us to share. But even that won't be possible if Fluttershy actively impedes our efforts. He glanced at the clock. So, if I understand correctly, all I have to do is keep this little mixture away from Fluttershy for about 3 more minutes and she won't be able to become a pony again. As a rabbit, we can deal with her in whatever way necessary and continue with our operations. Professor, you are talking crazy, Angel replied. I'm sure you are one of the only ones left clinging to our old ideas. And we are absolutely not harming Fluttershy. Professor Sluggles shook his head suddenly. I see, I still can't make you see the reason. However, it's not like you have a choice in the matter. In a few moments it will be too late anyway. Angel crossed his arms as he glowered at the arrogant professor. That's the word of the day, right there. Glowered. You know, Professor, he commented, I gotta say, this plan of yours is pretty bad thought out. There's only one thing you didn't think of. Sluggles raised an eyebrow. Oh, and what argument do you have for me? This time? No, there is no argument because obviously there are other animals outside who can just grab that. Angel chuckled. Huh, argument, that's a good one. And he delivered a mighty punch to Professor's head. There you go, that's the Mortal Kombat right there. The rabbit cried out in toppled backwards, the kid flying out of his paws into the air. Fluttershy leapt forward and caught the cup, spilling only a few drops. Angel turned around and breathed a sigh of relief when they saw the cup was safe. That was a little too close for comfort, as he admitted. Finish him! Fluttershy nodded. Thanks, Angel. I know I usually try to be nice for the animals, but kill him! But for once, I think he deserved that. Angel grinned. Yeah, and I think it's safe to say Sluggles isn't going to be on my board of advisors anymore. He glanced at the professor's unconscious form. Oh, just one punch! Which groaned weakly on the floor. A word of advice, Shy. Once you're pony gun, you wanna do something about him. Oh, I will, Fluttershy said with a giggle. He's been very bad bunny, but I know how to deal with misbehaving animals. Angel glanced at the clock. Kid, not to cut this conversation short, but cut this conversation short, please. Because you got less than a minute to take that thing. Oh yeah, Fluttershy remembered. Thanks for everything, Angel. I'm going to miss talking to you and actually hearing your response. Angel nodded. Yeah, but don't worry, kid. We'll be working together more closely than we used to. Now drain the clear, kid. Hurry! Yes, we have heard of the bunny fire. We have heard of it. Fluttershy hesitated for an instant longer, then quickly tipped back her head and swallowed the liquid. It was a fresh, airy taste that seemed to fill her body with energy as soon as she drank it. Almost immediately, she felt herself beginning to grow larger. Oh, just in time, Angel mumbled. See you soon, kid. He smiled, and Fluttershy smiled back as she was engulfed with a magical light. That's the end of that part. That's for sure. Knocking was too loud, and it sounded rather like somebody was assaulting the front door. Without waiting for an answer, Rainbow Dash kicked the door open and leapt into the cottage, where sure enough a familiar yellow Pegasus was dusting off her knickknacks. Oh, hello Rainbow Dash! Fluttershy greeted warmly. You're certainly up early today. Fluttershy! Rainbow cried, flying over and scooping up her friend in the welcoming hall. You are back from your vacation? How was last Pegasus? Did you see any of the famous places? Did you visit the nightclubs? Nightclubs? Did you visit the nightclubs? Did you see a Wonderbot show while you were there? Fluttershy started trying to process all the questions. Spit it out, Fluttershy! Rainbow said excitedly. Tell me, how are you told? Fluttershy smiled sleepishly. It was, nice. Rainbow's expression froze on her face for a moment. So it was replaced with an irritated frown. That's it? She asked. It was nice? Yep, said Fluttershy, nodding enthusiastically. Nice. Rainbow groaned. Sheesh, Fluttershy, she said. You probably didn't do anything exciting or adventurous at all during your fall vacation, did you? Nope, not at all. Almost got killed by a timber wolf though. Fluttershy blinked incredulously and began to laugh. Oh Rainbow, I don't think you have to worry about that. I had plenty of adventures during the last week. Then tell me about it, Rainbow pleaded. I'm a little bit busy with the animals right now, Fluttershy admitted. Maybe later, okay? Fine, Rainbow muttered. But by the way, Fluttershy, have you seen Tank around? He's been missing a lot lately. Try the big tree in the forest past 3 double acres, Fluttershy suggested. Alright, later, Fluttershy, Rainbow said before speeding off. She is not even questioning why she knows where Tank is. Bye, Fluttershy called after her. She turned back to her cottage. Now, let's get back to work. Fluttershy trotted over to a table, where a certain grey rabbit was confined to a cage. She offered him a carrot, but he turned away, crossing his arm defiantly. Now, Snuggles, she said calmly, I know you are upset that your evil plans didn't work out, but you still have to eat. Now about that bunny fire. Snuggles started. Without further argument, Fluttershy trotted to the other side of the cage and calmly issued the stare. Snuggles shrank back in fright and then grudgingly took the carrot and began to nibble. Much better, Fluttershy said with a smile. Now you be good, Snuggles. I'm off to talk to your former boss. Fluttershy trotted over to a rabbit hole in her wall and knocked on the wall. After a moment, Angel appeared, glancing up at her expectantly. Good morning, Angel, she said. Have you gotten all the others ready? Angel nodded and motioned for Fluttershy to meet him outside. I thought he was, yeah, come in. Fluttershy trotted outside to the hill in her front yard. The angel emerged, and behind him came a huge gathering of animals, all looking a bit ragged and very suspicious of the situation. Your sense of feel is like clay next to my star. Your sense of feel next to my star is like butter to a hot knife. Hello, little friends, Fluttershy announced. I bought a special bag of food just for all of you, and it's all for you. Don't worry about giving any away to the rabbits. Angel nodded in agreement. Cautiously at first, but then energetically the animals began to enjoy the food. They gazed at Fluttershy and Angel with grateful expressions. There will be more tomorrow, I promise, Fluttershy said, and the rabbits have promised to share the other resources they found. Angel here will make sure of that. Angel gave them a thumbs up and Fluttershy patted him on the head. Angel, I have something for you, she said. I found it in my closet and in light of the recent events, I couldn't resist giving it to you, so I made a few modifications. Fluttershy reached into her bag and pulled out a little light grey fedora with a red stripe around it. She handed it to Angel. Obviously, the couple now has a fedora. I'm surprised he didn't have it before. I found this in my closet, she explained. I only got one ear hole in, so you can cover up the other your injured ear. Plus, I think it fits your job pretty well. At least, it fits your odd one. Now play Smooth Criminal. Other one I can't play. You know that. Sadly. She giggled as Angel put on the hat. His good ear poked up through the opening, and he grinned at Fluttershy, before jumping back down his rabbit hole. It does fit. It would fit. Yep. Now be good. Now you be good. She called after him. Come to me if you need any help. I'll be checking up on you. Angel held up his hand in salute before disappearing into the darkness of the tunnel. About a week later. So, what's the status of the main area? Angel asked. Just fine, the boss replied. The west and south wings are all reported satisfaction with their food supply. Our scouts are in the north wing now. Winona came by and was kind enough to donate a few apples, so it looks like we will have some cider this week after all. Oh, and now now that we have open trade routes with the animals from Hare, we will be able to get some fresh supplies from the woods in exchange for a load of these little red berries that only grow around here. Thanks sends us best wishes and now wishes enjoying being an ambassador. He gets out of the library a little more often now. Although, he keeps complaining that Baby is getting strong enough to outfly him. All in all, relations with the Haven are looking up. Which is said, Angel tipped the edge of his hat to Fluttershy before hopping off. I can see that. Excellent. What else? Well, Opal says she guesses that you two are even since you saved her life and all. The button continued. But other than if you ever tell anyone about her letting you off the hook with paying her back, she will personally make sure your good ear matches your bad one. Good to know, said Angel sarcastically. What about Gummy? Well, the new executive position you gave him is working well. Butters replied. It turns out he's an excellent resource manager. Executor is smarter than you give him credit for. He's found creative new ways to keep everybody fed, rabbits and others alike. Angel chuckled. That's Gummy alright. What is noted? Any photos or this couple? One of them asked. Angel sighed. I told you, I'm just a middleman. If you want to work with the couple, then go talk to her. I'm sure she's up in the cottage, like usual. What a spice sheepishly. I'm not sure I'm even going to get used to Fluttershy being the couple, one of them admitted. Why not? She's doing a heck of a better job than I did. Angel said. He laughed. But really, I never seen Fluttershy so happy. She really loves all the animals, and now, even though she's a pony again, she's still one of us. He exited the rabbit hole and found Fluttershy resting nearby. She gently patted him on the head. Angel hesitated for a moment, and then jumped up and staggered onto the couch, next to his best friend. She is one of us. And she always will be. Together, Fluttershy and her beloved pet drifted off to sleep. The end! And we have some special thanks right there. For Film Fiction hosting the story, the editor, Sarcasmo, Mischiefly, who created the cover art that you can see in the beginning. And here, you can see that cover art right there. And other artists who helps him out. Good, it was a nice story. I'm pretty sure about that. And with all that said, you know what's happening? Let's get back to the beginning. And let's press this nice little up button. Can you see that? I guess you can't really, but that's the up foot. Comment down below. Add your own toes to it. I think I will, but I don't know what to add yet. And I don't want to add the same that everyone added, that's for sure. I loved it. Nobody died. Well, that's not true. But because we know that the bunny fire is getting ready to burn Snuggles, right? Poor Jim died. No, Jim ascended to a better plane. He didn't die. He became ethereal. And we didn't really didn't really find too many problems with it. I'm gonna send him the little, let's see, like 4 or 5 little mistakes that we found, that so he can fix them up. But it was a really fun story, that's for sure. He became the Squizzard. Maybe he did. Maybe. Oh, but if he is a Squizzard, then Discord and Spike will have a problem defeating him. Don't you think about that? So just put it in the comments when you finish the story. The link to your YouTube where you recorded your videos about this video and what your final. Oh my god, I can't think right now. That's my problem, right? Obviously. This is the best place right here when you're just seeing this. that I am just thinking, and words are not coming to my mouth. But yeah, I definitely like this story. It was well balanced. It was not too short, not too long. Everything placed together, and he definitely nailed the characters as well. You can put that in comments later. Yes, I can. Probably I will. But yeah, that was another thing that yeah, it was funny how for some reason Professor Stagos didn't think of Angel Bunny actually attacking him physically. And that's the easiest way to get the potion back. Well, I will probably need to change the playlist and set it for both of them. Because I think now the playlist automatically adds all of the Takeshy reads stories into it when it's live and when it's recorded. But I will definitely need to set separate playlists for all of them if I'm gonna keep doing readings. Because these are fun. Not always have time for them, but it is fun. I'm gonna have a separate playlist for all of them. That's what I'm saying, but I know that there's a big latency between what I'm saying and what you hear and what I see. But I didn't do it yet. Now the question is, what is gonna be the next one? Because I was about to start the Desperados, but Dice said there is a one shot or something like that, right? If Dice is still here. It would be a good way to dip your toes in. Oh, you sent it to me, okay. 6 hooves on the new Appaloosa. So that is gonna be... Okay, first of all, let's see this. Well, it has blood and one of the characters. Oh, it's the Google Doc. Okay, I thought you were gonna send me the Filmfisher link. Let's see how long it is. It has 37 pages. Okay. There's also a possible option for playlist, organized by author instead of just story. That way, when you make multiple stories by the author, you can add it to one playlist. By playlist by story, still better going. Yep. We will see how it will go, because it's actually not that easy to do playlist in playlist option in YouTube. It was much easier earlier when YouTube started. You had the chance to put playlist in playlist. Embedded playlists with 3 function, but now it's a little bit harder to do, but it's possible. That's what I plan to do. But of course you can add comments right up the page. Yeah, I noticed. And we are gonna do that after, if we find anything. But it's much easier to read from the film fiction side because it's already set up, as you can see. It has 11,000 words, so it's gonna be a one day. 11,600 words. But let me check real fast. When will I be able to do anything? Just a second. Okay, so 2 days from now on. So the day after tomorrow. No, I can load it, Quill. But I can show you this. This is how it looks right now. It's different. I need a different setup for this because, as you can see, you won't be able to read this. Everyone can put options on it. I think. Yep, I can. Send a link to let you do the commands if you want. And everyone still watching video think of the story and not reading. Probably thinking how bad I am at reading. But the story was fun. And that's the main thing, that to have fun. Let's do this, why not? Where are you? While we are waiting. I don't know how long we are gonna stay here. Not much probably, because I still have to call back whoever was calling me. during stream, obviously. They do that all the time. And I'm gonna go down to the park with my dogs as well. What is spectacularly? Also, if you're interested, I do have another one shot that is made into an audiobook. Specifically, oh. If you want to do a reaction, I don't know if I can do a reaction to an audiobook though. It wouldn't be too much of a reaction because when, as you can see, when I'm reading, I'm mostly actually just enjoying myself. But I would definitely enjoy having it to just read it for myself. You do a reaction to the show that has audio and video. That's true. That is true. We will see. But first, again. Wait. I'm thinking a bit. Just a second. Yeah, if nothing comes in place 2 days from now on, I'm gonna do the one shot, the 6 who's on the new Appaloosa, and then we will decide what to do next. Because obviously I'm so behind in editing stuff as well. I mean, I can show you this, why not? Where are you? It takes a while to load up. Bum, 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 bum. This is all I edited. This is the part that is done. And I'm not gonna wait. Let me close this right there. Mute this. There we go. So you can see. This is the part that I finished. 3 minutes of the whole episode, and I still have the rest to finish. And I'm a lazy bastard. Probably because I was playing Persona the whole night. I actually did a 9.5 hour stream, and I do intend to go back after a while, after I come back from walking the dogs. But this is not as a big project. It just takes some time. It's not even hard to do. But yeah, at some point that video is gonna go online as well. And I still have to answer some of the comments. I mean, a comment line that has been posted. So yeah, I'm sorry about all of these. So we will just decide later on what I'm gonna react to, what I'm gonna upload, what I'm gonna edit. There's way too much to do and way too little time. I wish there was like 40 more hours a day that I could use up without sleeping. But yeah, sadly we do have to sleep, we do have to work, we do have stuff to do, we have to edit the videos, except this. That's why it's much easier to do this live stream, because it's just live reaction and live reading, even though it usually fucks up my voice really bad. I mean, for streaming I have lots of loadouts, just so I can just switch between them really fast. But sadly we can't do that on YouTube most of the time. YouTube gaming is strict as hell. I mean, they even blocked the what was it that I played at one time, Bioshock Infinite. They blocked it immediately, for no reason. Because there was music in it. Luckily we have some background musics which are not the best. I don't preload them and check them which are which. I have some that I can use in these. Anywho, later going to read a comic, then go to sleep. Oh yeah, wait. Weren't you sleeping up until now? Or was that Ilya? Or Quill? No, it was Quill, okay. But yeah, have a good night. So yeah, from 2 days now on, again, if you didn't hear, 2 days now on, we are gonna do the 6 Who's Under Appaloosa. And later on today, I don't know, in an hour or 2 hours, I will come back and play some more Persona, because we are getting into interesting parts of the story. But now I'm gonna end. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna let you know on Discord when I'm resuming Persona. But now I'm gonna leave. Thank you all for being here, and see you next time. Bye bye.